Upon arrival at Happy Trails Riding Academy, everyone will be greeted by a staff member and verbally screened for wellness at the second set of double gates. The verbal wellness check will ask the names of all passengers in the vehicle and their relation to the participant or volunteer. Have you or anyone in your household showed signs or symptoms of COVID-19 within the last 14 days? Have you or anyone in your household traveled internationally within the last 14 days? Have you or anyone in your household tested positive for COVID-19? Have you or anyone in your household been exposed to someone who has tested positive for COVID-19? Do you have a mask with you today? Entry will be allowed to those whose health has been determined acceptable and whose passengers show no health concerns. Should you or any of your passengers answer yes to questions concerning international travel or exposure to COVID-19, entry to the property will be prohibited. Should this happen, please call the office so that further documentation can occur and a plan may be set in place as to when entry will be allowed in the future. Please remember the speed limit down the driveway is still 5 miles an hour. Families should bring the minimum number of people needed to care for the rider in order to limit the number of people on the property. The blue and orange sign-in binders will no longer be used. When you check in at the double gates, please inform the attending staff of any upcoming absences or any information that you would have previously written in the binders. During classes, no one will enter the office. Office doors will be locked, but the bathrooms will remain open for use. Parking at the front of the barn is reserved for those with a handicap placard in their vehicle or who have mobility limitations. Those who are physically able should park in the parking lot west of the office. Prior to entering the barn area, masks should be on, covering both the nose and mouth. The gates to the barn will be propped open to allow for touch-free entry. After passing through the barn gates, everyone must proceed to the hand washing station and follow CDC hand washing guidelines. Please wash your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds. After hands have been washed, volunteers will check the whiteboard for class information. Volunteers will acquire a clean lead rope and then go straight to their assigned horse for warm-up. Gloves are not required, but disposable gloves are available upon request. If gloves are worn, they must be worn for the entire class. Only staff will groom, tack, and untack horses. Volunteers will not brush horses or adjust tack. The tack and feed rooms will have restricted access for staff only. The clean lead rope should be attached to the horse's halter before unclipping the tied rope. Every effort should be made to touch only the snap on the tied rope. Once horses are warmed up, volunteers should bring horses to either the center of the arena or to the south area near the mounting ramps for a tack check. Instructors will have each horse's bridle with them at the time of tack checks and will bridle the horses at that time. Instructors will have access to an infection control station in each class. The station will contain supplies to mitigate contamination by bodily fluids, including clean masks, sanitizer, tissues, and Ziploc bags for soiled tissues. Infection control stations will be cleaned and disinfected daily. Once all students are dismounted, the instructor will remove the horse's bridle or side pull. Volunteers will then lead their horse back to where they were originally retrieved and clip the snap of the tied rope back onto the halter. The loose lead rope may then be unclipped and placed in a designated bucket for later cleaning and disinfecting. Volunteers whose hands are visibly dirty may wash their hands again at the hand washing station. Volunteers will be asked to leave promptly after class.